Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Beef Fed. I'm your host, Joshua Glenn. Today we're going to look at making burgers two different ways. Now, we're all familiar with the traditional beef burger, but today we're going to make a turkey burger and a salmon patty burger. So with these, we're actually going to make sliders, but you could change them around and make them a little bit bigger and just make a regular burger. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to get started on our turkey burgers. And in my bowl here, I have about a half a bunch of flat leaf spinach. You could use baby spinach if you want. And I've just chopped this really finely. You could do it a little rougher if you would like. And to this, I'm going to add a pound of ground turkey. I'm going to put my gloves on here. And we're also going to add in 4 scallions that have been thinly sliced, a clove of garlic, some ground cumin, some salt, some pepper. And we're just going to mix this all in together. Alright, so this recipe calls for about 4 cups of spinach, so it's going to be a really green patty when you're done with it. If you don't like spinach, you could leave it out, but this is a great way to add in a lot of nutrients and an extra vegetable into your meal. We're just going to make these into small patties. Again, if you were making these larger, just divide it into fourths, and we're going to get these pattied up, and then we're going to let them sit and come to room temperature. So while our turkey burger sliders come to room temperature, we're going to start on our salmon patties. Alright, so I have about a pound of wild-caught salmon that I've used this in the food processor and I just blended it until it was coarsely chopped. If you don't have a food processor, I'm going to show you what you can do. So just take your piece of salmon, I'm just using a tiny piece here, and you're going to cut it into strips. And then we're just going to chop those as fine as we can. And then once we kind of get those chopped, just take your knife and brace it and just chop it until you get the consistency that you want. Now, you could definitely use canned salmon in this if you would prefer, but I like the taste of fresh salmon. All right, so we have our salmon here, and to this I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of finely chopped bell pepper, some cilantro, as well as some green onion, and all the measurements are going to be posted in the comments below. We're also going to add in 1/4 of a cup of olive oil mayonnaise. You could use any mayonnaise you want. I like the taste of olive oil mayonnaise. It also is lower fat. So we're just going to add our 1/4 of a cup in there. To that, we're going to add a teaspoon of hot sauce. We're going to add some Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon. We're going to add some lemon juice in there. I'm just going to cut this lemon up. The seeds out. You don't need those in there. Some panko breadcrumbs. You could use any breadcrumb that you would like. I like panko. It gives a good crunch. We're also going to add some seafood seasoning, about a half a teaspoon. You could use any seafood seasoning you want, like Old Bay or anything. We're also going to add in some Worcestershire sauce. And then I have 1 egg that I've already blended, and we're just going to pour that on top, and we're going to give this a mix. So our salmon patties are all mixed together. What we're going to do is we're going to throw these in the refrigerator or the freezer for just a few minutes to let them chill down and kind of give them a second to like absorb the breadcrumbs to absorb and kind of solidify just a little bit so they're easier to make into patties. So I have a medium pan that we have some oil in, and we're just going to throw our turkey patties in here. We're going to give them about 3 to 4 minutes on each side just until they're done, and we have a nice golden color on the outside. Okay. So our salmon patties, if you see here, I put some panko breadcrumbs in the pan and then a little bit on top. I like to do this, just adds a little bit extra crunch. And we're going to do the same thing we did with our turkey, and we're going to throw these in there. Our salmon patties are going to take about 5 minutes on each side, and so we'll come check on them in a couple of minutes and see if they're ready to flip. Alright, so now we're going to make a sauce for our turkey burgers, and I have a whole avocado that I've peeled. We have some cilantro, lime juice, and we're going to add about a half a cup of low-fat sour cream. We're just going to use the food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you could use a blender. If you don't have a blender, you could just mash this all together. You could chop up the cilantro beforehand. We're just going to add in just a little bit of salt. and then we're going to give it a whirl. All right, now we're going to make a sauce for our salmon patty sliders, and this is just a cup of plain low-fat Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of fresh dill minced, large garlic clove minced, some olive oil, about 2 teaspoons, a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, and some salt and pepper to taste. We're just going to whisk this all together, and it'll top off our salmon cakes. All right, so once everything is cooked, we're just going to build our sliders. I've toasted our buns a little bit, so this is for our salmon. We're going to add in a little of this dill yogurt sauce, and we'll put our salmon on there. You could top this with anything that you want to. We're just going to do a little tomato today, add a little bit more of that yogurt sauce, and top it off. And then for our patty, we're going to use that avocado cream, tomato, and then we've made some pickled onions that we're just going to top this off with. And now we're ready for our special taster.
Hey y'all, I'm Sydney Duncan. I am the lead attorney for the LGBTQ legal program, and I am about to try a salmon slider. Okay. That's really good. That's really good. Okay. Try this one too. Okay, yeah, sorry. What was in this one?
This is a turkey spinach slider.
Turkey spinach, okay. With the pickle.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are really good. Those are really good. I love the pickled onion. It really kind of brightens it up. It's very good. Yum.
And there you have it, burgers 2 ways. Now remember, with the salmon, if you want to use a pre-frozen salmon that you may have in your freezer, just let it defrost and you can use it the exact same way that you would fresh salmon. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Birmingham AIDS Outreach or on our website at baobhm.org. Bye.